Peace, power, and protection reflections. Come on in. It's late night. Y'all know I got my Phoenix Rising filter up. We getting ready to have a little Black Sun cipher. A little cipher for the Black Sun. Peace is peace. Peace, y'all. Peace. And maybe I'll let somebody join. It depends on the energy. You know, it's been a lot taking place in the astral plane that's now manifesting into the physical. You have to pay attention to your inner cycles and not the news cycle right now. Unless you're going into the news cycle with an eye. Peace, bro. Peace, cosmically connected, Speedy. Peace, y'all. With an eye. You understand? Because, listen, some of us is ascending. Like, when I come on here and I go live, usually it'll be people in the comments. Like, the reason why I start recording my lives with the comment filter so I could see after the lives is because when I'm getting messages and stuff, and when I'm in my records of Akash, I'm in the void. I'm in a nothingness. I'm pulling that information from somewhere else, and I'm bringing it to y'all. Rich evening, Courtney. So over and understand, don't pay attention to the distractions that come into my comments, because the message is what's important, not the distractor. And that's what's most important right now, because everything in the program is designed to distract you from the message, and is going to try to remove your attention from the focus of the message. It's going to try to, you'll see, they'll come on here and they're going to hit you with messages to try to invoke fear and to try to reverse your mind. Because one thing about the truth, one thing about our radiation, and one thing about our frequency is this, and why we told stuff in stories and it made sense is this, is because that's how your memories are formed, and that's how you will remember again. So when I go into the history or our story and I'm telling it to you and you can resonate with it, it's because it's unlocking the codes of the memories that you have. So I'm trying to help you to remember what you already have within you, but you have to reverse the way that you are looking at it in order to see it. So I'm helping you to return to your original form. Now, that being said, so what have we seen? Last night at 12 a.m., I was with my Telegram group and a cult group. We were doing a group ritual meditation, well, a guided meditation, and then we had a cipher afterwards, because that's what we used to do. We used to meditate, and then we used to cipher, talk, have thought. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to speak, you have to vibrate, you have to let the energy flow. And you let it flow between the different angles of the God code, which is the genetics. You understand? Because each of us have a different perspective of the all. And when we all get in tune, it's just like a harmonic or something. And not only does it heal ourselves, but it also changes the reality around us. That's why they don't want you to meditate. They definitely don't want us to group meditate. They want you on every distraction. That's why all these portals is opening up right now, y'all. Everybody focus on the 8. You got a 444 portal getting ready to open. You got a 41 portal getting ready to open. You had a portal, the Black Sun just made another appearance. And they try to tell y'all it was a damn lunar eclipse. That was the motherfucking Black Sun, which is really just your cells realignment. And like it's ramping up, man. So the eighth, don't be psyop, because the eighth is gonna be the end of your cells eclipsing. The end of your cells eclipsing. That's gonna be the eclipse. You need to be getting the meditative energy right now, leading up into the eclipse. Because right now, your cells is being bombarded with magnetism. Enter and understand plasma energy. Plasma energy is in your cells. Your cells is becoming less dense. That's why you losing weight. You ain't even trying. That's why you becoming less dense. That's why you getting more energy. That's why your brain is going at a more rapid rate. We ascended at such a rate that they can't keep up. Their mind is stuck, and let them stay there. It wasn't never meant for them to go into this next iteration of the program. But anyway, like, you just got to enter and understand what's happening around us. So let's go to what happened up in Baltimore. Y'all, you got to remember the real story, not they story. But I'm finna help you tie it together. Look at my eyes. See, my eyes radiating light right now. Like you a light being, yo. You understand what I'm saying? You literally a light being. You literally see that I got a soul in my eyes right now. But anyway, I done been like, people need to go just check out my stories, because my stories explain a lot of stuff that I can't put on my page and leave for a long period of time. Of their time. I can't put it on the page and leave it up because it'll get took down, because it's heavy codes and stuff I'm dropping in there. Even down to the music. If you pay attention to the music that I put on those posts, that even got metaphysical meaning in it. Because I've been playing 21 Savage, Red Rum, man, for the longest time, y'all trying to get y'all ready, but a motherfucker ain't paying attention to the words. They ain't paying attention to where he from. You not even paying attention to what 21 Savage mean. Who was the original savages? Your ancestors. What is 21? It's 12 in reverse. This the number 12, which is the number 3, which is the Trinity, which is you. He talking about the return of the son, the prodigal son, which is you, the Christ, bruh. You gotta be really paying attention, because it's really two planes of consciousness going on right now. It's really a fight within a fight, yo. Like, your mind is somewhere else. You can dissect information at a rate and see stuff that other people can't see. And the knowledge is what's the power, for real. Because you can't decipher what's the illusion until you know how the illusion is being played on you. That's just like being in a box, but never knowing that it's a box until you step out the motherfucking box, and then you see, motherfucker, I was in a box this whole fucking time. That's what a hex is. It's an illusion. It's a mirror on yourself. It keep your mind fucking trapped. It keep your magnetism trapped. Because you got to radiate that magnetism. You have to feed off of your environment, but they hex your mind. They hex your mind and they reprogram it. And then you have the thoughts, and then the thoughts manifest what they want to happen. But you running the program, but your thoughts is manifesting a reality that they want to exist. But you want it to exist too, because you caught in it and you are a participant. That means you put yourselves to be a part. You want to be a partner with them. You destroyed your covalent bond. You rejecting your covenant with nature, your covenant with the Great Mother, and you forming a covenant on this plane with them when you become a part of their system. Because your system is the solar system. So why are you a participant in a government system, when government means to govern your mind, because you gave up your mind when you formed a covenant down here. So release the covenant with them and reform the covenant with the cosmic mind. Because you are the solar system. You putting yourself on man's system. They only exist for a period of time, the period of time of your cells. You rejecting your immortality. Do you enter and understand? You turning yourselves mortal. But anyway, let's go to Francis Scott Key and what that was really about. Like I said, we're in a period of time now where we getting our immortality back. The contracts is up. The Freemasonic Society and all of the secret societies that's been worshiping the deities that represent our genetic codes, all of those genetic codes that we gave to them to run the earth have now reversed against them to the point that they are now dying. And they were in a race to try to use some of our genetics to harmonize with them when we were at our lowest energy state. They were experimenting on us in our blood and stuff to try to find the correct genetic codes to put it all together. Think about Thanos in the glove. I'm finna take you somewhere. Think about Thanos in the glove. How was Thanos able to change the omniverse with the glove? He collected the crystals, right? And he put them on his hand. Crystals hold a frequency, right? They got a harmonic like a rainbow. Remember, it was a rainbow glove, a chakra glove. Just follow me here. As above, so below. So understand, each of those genetic codes is within us. We got all of them. Some of us do. They were sacrificing people to what they call their gods, which is our genes, to try to find a bloodline for the genetic code for that gene, because they needed to reunite all of those bloodlines to try to form an immortal clone. And that's what this has been about the whole fucking time. And then using our immortal cells, which was Henrietta Lacks cells, in order to run experimentation, to have treatments and give them genetic upgrades so that they could try to incorporate into their body so that they could live in the conditions and be on our planet when it heats up, when we awaken and begin to radiate radiation at a rate where it causes cancer in them. Who is dying from cancer right now? Them and the melanated beings who was clones who went out here and got stuck and got their genetic codes wiped out. But the genetic codes got wiped out because that's the program we gave them, because the person was a clone in the first place and we don't need the melanin codes here anymore. I'm just telling y'all what it is. You know, it had to be some beings that had the knowledge of genetics in order to even come up with all of this stuff to be able to alter the God code, which is the mRNA. Who is the beings who was the scientists that created them clones and the clones before them, like the reptilians and stuff, and the alpha draconians? Them is clones too, family. They're inorganic. They feed off of melanated beings like me and you because they don't have the genetic codes. They were some of the first clones that we created. The reptilians helped us build the tunnels. That's why they got some of our genetic codes right now. You don't believe me, you motherfucking serpent? You a lie. Motherfucker, you got rhythm just like a snake. You can harmonize with any reptile on earth. The problem is you, because it can read your thoughts. That's why when you go around a snake, they tell you to remain calm and clear your thoughts. Because if you even think of fear or harming the snake, it's going to strike you first. We talking about an alpha predator that we created, bruh. That was our whole attitude too. We gonna read you telepathically. If you an enemy, we gonna strike first. It's one of our most lethal weapons that we had on this earth, bro. They'll come through the jungles. Them snakes will fuck them up. That's right. The king cobra was right on our head, yo. It represents the pineal gland when it's open. We put that code into the snake. It's the physical representation of the form of your pineal when it's open. Wake up. Everything that we created on this earth is a physical representation in the 3D of something that's within us, within your body or your cells, just on a macro scale. And then we project it up. We project it up. Y'all think that CGI sun hot? I'm finna fuck you up. See, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's really go. You gotta shift your mind. I'm telling you, the sun is you. I'm telling you, you radiate in the heat. Where do you reside right now? On the soil of the earth. When you go up in a plane, the further it gets from you, what happens? The cells slow down and the colder it gets. So how then can radiation that is hot be coming from the CGI sun? Just hold on. Even though you see fire, but you thinking of fire is heat, but just follow me. You see fire, or you see really water. You don't really see fire. You see fire coming from their jets, and then you see water, like you see them break water. But just enter and understand. If the heat was coming from up there, and they always be like, oh, we gonna burn up. It's because they speed in electrons. That's what's called creating the heat. But the heat's not coming from the sun. Because when you go, the higher you go up in the atmosphere, what happened? The colder you get. The closer you get to Earth, the warmer and hotter it is, because we all down here interacting with ions and plasma energy of the Earth, heating it up. The heat come from the Earth. Wake up. You go to the top of the mountain, you blow your breath, it's cold. You go to the bottom of the mountain, it's warm. Because you radiate in heat, you radiate in being with the earth. You closer to the center of the earth. You closer to the magnetic ley lines of the earth. Up there, it's a different plane of energy. It's a different form of plasma energy. It's a different form of water. That's the altitude shit that they be telling you. They even tell you the air get less dense as you go up or whatever they tell you. You understand? Like they telling you, bruh, the water get less dense. It's cold up there, motherfucker, because you ain't interacting with the ions of Tiamat. You farther away from Tiamat's heart. You farther away from the magnetism, because your cells formed a covalent bond with nature when you manifested to this earth. You formed a bond with nature. That's the covenant. That's why we called ourselves nature, because we made a soul tie with nature in order to use the elements of nature to form these 3D forms. You looking up to the sky for heaven, that's the illusion. The heaven is right here. You create it. Yes, the center of the body is the hottest part of the body. Just like the center of Tiamat is the hottest part of her because she's assimilation of us and we assimilation of her. It's the covenant, which is really just the agreement that we made to make ourselves in this holographic plane. But we is even nature, like we created the program of nature. This is what I'm saying. When we came on the water plane, what did we say? It was pure darkness. And a motherfucker said, let there be light. And something moved over the water. Come on, that's Genesis. Wake up, but that's genetics, bruh. That's why Genesis and genetics, gen, it start with the same thing. Gen Z, they telling you right there, that's the regeneration of the cells. Wake up. They tell you when every cell upgrade, they call it a generation. They'll be like Generation X, Generation Z. You understand what I'm saying? The generation of your cells, that's the next generation of the cells, the next upgrade of the cells. Wake up. You done been in Genesis this whole fucking time. You the lost motherfucking tribe of whatever that's been just wandering. On purpose, though. We did it on purpose. Motherfucker, if somebody after your genetic codes, you can't all stay in the same place. Shit too motherfucking real. Evasive goddamn maneuvers, bruh. You gonna think if somebody after your codes, all y'all gonna stay in the same location? Hell no, nigga. You know you finna be dormant. You know that they need your codes to try to create a super motherfucking clone. You gonna go into fucking high and you gonna disintegrate your motherfucking cell DNA into motherfucking shreds, bitch. The only way them shreds gonna come back is when it's time for you to wake up. They gonna cosmically align again, which is your solar system and you. So they knew they had a set period of time for the shit. It's too fucking real. We spread all over this planet. That's why when you mess up and take a genetic test, you get hits from everywhere. But enter and overstand, man, they done map less than 1% of the snurps. That's the polymorphisms in the goddamn genetic code. So y'all giving them all kind of shit. They don't even know what the fuck it is. They trying to figure it out because they trying to look for, it's not just one gene. They need a combination of those genes and then they need to bring them together in order to create a super clone. That's what they've been trying to do. And they've been trying to do it with everything. Because remember, I told you some of our genetic codes we even put in the animals. That's why we can harmonize with any animal on earth that's real and natural. Even the farm animals that they pasteurized or whatever. We first used those animals and created those animals for them. Those animals was an experiment to feed them. They needed the food, not us. Our cells don't need any help. They have to eat chicken. They have to eat beef. They have to eat pork. We do not have to. That's why when it goes into our body, it solidifies and causes all kind of disease. They are smart to this about the diet. You ain't doing nothing but coating your cells and slowing yourself down. And then eventually you're going to clog up and die. You can't vibrate. You suffocate in your cells, bruh. You suffocate in your source codes. So let's get into it. So that's what I'm telling you then. So the heat coming from the earth. You know the heat come from the earth and come from you, motherfucker. What come out of volcano? Plasma energy. Ain't that the same fucking plasma energy that they lie and say come off of that CGI sun when you see it, you see a fucking CME or something rip off there, look just like a volcano erupting or something. That same plasma, nigga, they showing you. Look, we gonna let that point go because I can't beat a dead horse. I could beat a dead horse, but I ain't come on here to beat that horse no further. If a motherfucker can't get there, they just ain't gonna get there, bruh. I tried. Now, let's move forward. So, what we got? We was talking about Baltimore. We was talking about that bridge. We was talking about Francis Scott Key. Over and understand, in my story, I put up there, Francis Scott Key was a freed man. Freedmen became the Freemasons. Enter and overstand. He was a ruddy colored, red-headed stepchild. The freedmen is the ones who interbred with all other tribes who was in agreement, like the Algonquians and the Cherokees and shit like that. I'm just telling y'all what's up. They was in agreement. That's why you still know who they are. The motherfuckers that wasn't in agreement, that really had the real primordial codes, went in the iron. We gave up our fucking titles. Motherfucker it. I give it up too for a little period of time, not to have a motherfucker get a killer clone. So over and understand, they was working with them and then got double motherfucking crossed out they own goddamn shit by them motherfuckers that they formed the agreements with and was crossbreeding with and shit. They was with that shit. Them 13 colonies is really the 13 bloodlines that originated over there from all of the crossbreed. Those was the red-headed stepchildren. Them the same people that went up into Ireland and killed all the Twa people and all of them melanated people. The same people that went up in England, you understand, the real royalty was black, and then they start mixing. And then they ended up getting bred out. That's real. It wasn't never no fight between England and America like what y'all thinking. That wasn't American Revolution ain't what y'all think it was. They wasn't never fighting each other. What happened was we agreed, since they were demigods, they had some of the blood, we agreed to let the 13 bloodlines come over here and do commerce. But then we got attacked. When we got motherfucking attacked, that's when we had to go dormant for a little bit. So we let them run the planet. That was the program. These ain't the first clones, y'all. This ain't the first program we done ran and deleted on this planet. That's why they don't really want y'all to know the truth about what's going on. But anyway, and so that's kind of what happened, and that's kind of what we in now. We just in Clone Wars pretty much. And they source code is just about to be deleted, y'all. They look, if you notice, the rates of cancer that went up so exponentially, and everybody wants to try to tie it to that hot sauce and stuff, but they rates of cancer was going up before anybody got the hot sauce. They was gonna get cancer and stuff anyway. That's what people don't understand about Bill Gates and stuff. He was in what I would call a triage situation. A triage situation is you cut your losses and you do what you got to do. They was out of time, y'all. They already know that their race is a dying race. So giving their race that shot wasn't going to do it. It was already their inevitable fate. But what he was really trying to do was stop the number of melanated beings on this planet from ascending and from procreating and causing the planet to heat up even quicker. Because enter and understand, the next generation of ourselves is the star seeds. One more generation and this planet would be so fucking hot, they would not make it. It would be too much radiation. Every regeneration of our cells, it gets hotter and hotter. That's why the planet is getting hotter and hotter. Every generation of our children's cells vibrate faster. They get closer to immortality, and it causes the earth to heat up. That's why you seeing the temperature point go up and up and up. And they telling you it's global warming. It's us warming the planet back up. What the regeneration of our cells. That's why you starting to live longer again. But we used to live thousands of years. That's what I'm telling you. They the ones starting to live longer. We actually dying faster. Do you hear me? We are dying faster. I know this for fucking facts, bruh. Because my damn grandma was born in 1913, yo. She wasn't taking none of this shit. She lived to 88 to 72. And you know what took her out? My mom and them finally convinced her to go to the fucking doctor, and they gave her them fucking nitroglycerin tablets. And if you know anything about nitroglycerin tablets, if you can't find them, they put extra receptors on the outside of your cell, and you will go into a crisis, and you'll go into a circulatory collapse. And that's what happened, and that's how she died. But had she not took them white people medicine, ain't no telling how long she would have fucking lived. We stopped living when we let them in our medicine cabinet. We stopped living longer when we integrated with them and started watering down our genetics. Over and understand, we start suffering from the type of diseases and cancers and stuff like that when we crossbred with the clones. This is just facts on facts on facts. That shit is not in the original bloodline. That shit is recessive traits. And you have to take genetic therapies and protein-based therapies. What is a protein-based therapy? A protein-based therapy is something that comes from mRNA, from a gene. If you don't have the gene to produce it, they give you the protein. They synthetically make the protein how? With the stem cells from Henrietta Lacks cells. Because you need the cell of a melanated person to create them motherfucking proteins. Do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? I had to come on here with the light. Do you hear me now? So what am I saying then? What am I saying? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Let's take it a step deeper. So what is everything about this religion? It's not religion, a program. But don't that program, if you have certain knowledge, you'll know what the hidden codes is. Who created religion? Melanated people. Putin showed you that. I put all that information in my story yesterday. Putin released the records and showed everybody that it was melanated people who created all of these religions. What was religion created for? To control the minds of people. It put them on a program for what? The coming back of the Christ. It put them on a timer. It told them to do what? Worship ourselves, motherfucker. Look to the sun. The sun is the projection of ourselves. You will know when the Christ comes back when you look to the heavens. You're going to see the realignment, but the realignment is in the real Christ, which is us. We just gave them a program to run and a map in their time for what was going to happen when we risen. You know how many books they removed out that Bible? They thought they was doing something, but they left the main ones that we wanted them to leave because we running the program. Wake up. That's why religion don't make no sense to you that you awaken now, because it wasn't never created for us. It wasn't a program that was created for a being with a soul that's in tune with the cosmic mind. And then what did they do? They put all kind of occult stuff in there to worship our codes. Y'all, all the religions is just worshiping our genetic codes. Do y'all enter and understand what is going on? Man, you better rise up, Phoenix. They literally worshiping your genetic codes and sending out the frequency for your realignment every time they perform a ritual. I was helping my Telegram group to see it, but you don't see it as that. You see it as a spiritual attack when they get up there on them podiums and broadcast that stuff, because it's a high frequency realignment. And if you don't know what to do with the energy, it will destroy you. But if you know spell work, here it go. I'm going to show you how this is really, you needing to harness the energy. We left them those rituals to wake us up, and I'm finna show you how. Just pay attention. When you learn the occult, you understand that they doing a ritual then, right? So what you go and do? You do something to counteract the energy, which is really you just channeling the energy the right way. You go meditate, you go on your altar, you put up what you call your auric defense. But really you rise in your kundalini and you taking those codes, those frequencies, and you realign. Then after you get done doing that meditation or that altar work, because you are the altar, what happens? Usually you get a spiritual download and don't no attack hit you, right? Because you done cleared the trine. You done cleared out that epigenetic inheritance. You done reintegrated your cells and you are healed. That's the tribulation. So now every spell work that they using against us is actually causing us to ascend quicker, because we know what they doing and we've been meditating and using all of the frequencies of our genetic codes from the rituals that they doing and reintegrating ourselves for right fucking now. They literally feeding us the power. You looking at it like they feeding their gods the power. All of the powers in you, because you got all the genetic codes. They worshiping your genetic codes. They helping to reintegrate you. It's powerful energy, y'all. Just the same way as like when if you a scientist, you gotta think of us as scientists. You know, if it's something a poison motherfucker, you put a code on his skull and crossbones, danger. That don't mean that the chemical is bad. That just means you gotta handle it with care, because it's powerful. That's what our fucking genetic codes mean, motherfucker. You gotta handle them with care. You gotta handle that frequency with care, because it's powerful. It can destroy you or create you, but the choice has always been your own. That's all astrology is it showing you your epigenetic inheritance, how you came and realigned here and formed a covenant with the damn elements here to create this hologram, because you is the calendar and you is the astrology. You are the horoscope. That's why horoscope got Horus in it. Who is Horus? You is Horus. Didn't I just tell you all of them deities represent a genetic code? When the genetic code that we call Horus reintegrate, that's what open up the eye. Do you get it now? You got to think about it like this. If you a creator, understand, think about if you was creating a program. You give everything a character, right? You form characters. Well, those are our characters that represent our genetic codes in this reality. It's just a character. It represents a code, though, that's within you. And you are the solar system, and you are the astrology chart, the entire natal chart. You the dot, you the circle that's in the middle, and then the entire chart is you. The trines is where in your genetics that your cells and your chakras is not aligned. So that is the energy that you need to heal to get over the negative energy and the epigenetic inheritance that your family passed down to you and that you took into you when your cells incorporated to come into this 3D form. And this is high level, what I'm saying. So you got to be there because I can't come down there and break it too far. But that's just the truth of the matter. So it's always been you and you, the Gemini energy. That's what it is right now. You in a Gemini phase right now. Your cells is splitting into perfect symmetry. Your soul is splitting, perfect symmetry. It's growing. It grows by making a clone of itself. It like splits on itself. Just like the soul do the same thing as it grows. So the cells of your soul is growing right now. They split in perfect harmony. But just think about it, when a cell tries to grow and it can't split or it's deformed, it can't work properly. It needs proper alignment. So do you. The soul is magnetism. So your magnets got to be properly aligned in order for you to be able to ascend right now. It's real simple. It's real simple. You got the control. You always had the power. You understand? We told you, I got the power. That damn song came out way in the 90s. Motherfucking snap. That was a regeneration of ourselves. All of that conscious music and stuff. That's why they had to attack us to try to stop the next generation. Come on, y'all. I'm for real about this. That generation, it was another renaissance of ourselves. We created hip hop. We created rap. Understand, rap is just an ancient form of the cipher. It's a high level form of thought and telepathy. For real. Because a freestyle comes from the soul. Let's go. A real freestyle comes from the soul. It doesn't come from here. It's not made in this plane. It's made somewhere else. And then you bring the words into this reality. A real freestyle is not thought about in advance. It comes to you as you go, and you are rhyming, which means you are putting your words into a rhythm, your frequency into a rhythm. You are in a cycle. It was a very advanced form of awakening. That's why it was so much consciousness going on in the 90s. Bobby Hemming and all of them in the 2000s and stuff before they infiltrated hip hop and then turned it against us to try to stop the generation of your mind. We had created a new form of telepathic communication. Because think about it, y'all. What was we talking about in them stories? Our memories, right? things that happened to us, our life experiences. It was healing us. We was talking about rising. We was talking about the system. You have Wu-Tang Clan and all of them. They was actually talking about this shit that we talking about now. Let's go. You had motherfucking Old Dirty Bastard. You had all of them. You had a tribe called Quest back then. Man, you had De La Soul back then. Then if you just throw it all the way back to Grandmaster Flash and all of them, the real masters of ceremony, they knew what they was doing. That's why they called themselves masters of ceremony. They knew what they was doing. They knew what they was sent here to do. They was sent here to wake people up through the cipher. Yeah, Mob Deep, all of them. That's why they killed them and cloned them, bruh. Man, look, it's real deep, y'all. Y'all got to think. That brings you to the Puffy thing. That Puffy was a sect of the FBI, y'all, in the motherfucking arm of Mossad. That motherfucker was brought into hip hop, him and Jay-Z, and some of them ones that you see right now, to infiltrate it and to be they hitman motherfucker to kill and get rid of the artists so that they could infiltrate our art and put their music in it to control our minds. Because we had came up with a new way of communicating telepathically over a rhythm. So they stole our rhythm and put their message in it. And he was one of the people that they used to carry out they fucking dirty work. And this nigga had tapes and all kind of shit in there on their ass of the government, of these rich people. And they done ran down on his ass and took all his fucking evidence, y'all. Wake up. That was all the evidence he had against them to save his fucking raggedy ass life. That's why he crying, because he don't have the evidence no more against them. So now he's fucking expendable, and his whole fucking family is too, because of what you done. Look what he done. He get what he get. That's called the energy coming back. We don't die. We are fucking mortal. All of that energy that he thought he got rid of is still here. It's still here on the fucking loop of the music. Go back and listen to Pac and Biggie. They was already knew they was gonna die. A physical death, not a spiritual one. Even then, they was the most heavy people with the metaphysics that was rapping still. Yo, when they took Biggie and they took Pac, it destroyed hip hop, yo. That's when it really got fucked up. Because you got to think, y'all, you looking at it the wrong way. Look at what the message, go back with your spiritual eye and look at those lyrics. They was lyricists. And when you reread those lyrics from a metaphysical perspective, you gonna enter and understand what was going on. Both of them already knew that they was gonna die a physical death early. They both knew what they was doing, that they wasn't meant here to be in this cycle long. They just had a mission or something to do. They had been got the vision and knew what they was up against. That's why Pac used to always talk about his death, and that's why Biggie went on ahead and told y'all he was finna do life after death. He knew that was his last album, y'all. Wake up. He knew that album was gonna be released after he died. That's why he named it Life After Death. Because it is life after death. He trying to tell y'all, go look at my lyrics. I'm finna tell you what's coming. And it's life after death, nigga. This hearse can't hold me. He's standing in front of the hearse. Think about the symbolism of that. He done beat death. That's the Christ. You just looked at it wrong because you saw all black. Black is the most powerful motherfucking color. White is death. He was showing you life. His whole cover was black. He was standing in front of a hearse in an all black suit. He looked like the motherfucking Undertaker. The Undertaker is Anubis, nigga. It take you to the other plane of reality. Why you think they killed them? It wasn't because they was rapping about some shit that was finna help them. They was killing them because them lyricists was waking up us mentally. Think about Nas. Nas threw it all the way motherfucking to Kemet. He was showing you Kemet over the projects, trying to show you that you was Egyptian or Kemet. You understand? He trying to show you you lost. Find your way. All of them artists, bruh, you got to really think about what was going down. It was a real fight within a fight. The illusion is just now being stripped down. And you realize that all of these people that you idolize was the people who went up and killed and blackballed the people that was sent here to wake you up. And now they karma come back. Because what energy you put out got to come back to your cells eventually, don't it? No crime go unpunished. No crime goes unpunished. You talking about man's law. We talking about universal law. It's two different things. What system you operating on is both. And it's no excuse. The cosmos gives you no excuse to say I was down here and I didn't know, because you do know. You just made a choice to not know. That's a decision to not know. That don't make you any less liable. They even show you that in their law book. That's the lie right there. That's the lie to help them get away with lack of accountability. You always accountable in the cosmos because you can't put nothing out that your signet, that your autograph ain't on, that you ain't, you understand, affected, that ain't got your frequency. If you are cosmic beings, you should be operating off a cosmic law right now. Man's law wasn't made for you. That's why our ancestors didn't believe in the courts and stuff. They really had to trick us and, kill us off and take the knowledge to get us into their system. Because we in the solar system, we ain't a part of their system. Their system is to map our solar system, which is in us. You signing your signature down here and tying yourself to their land, their law. I already put that up. If you put an autograph and say all rights reserved, then you claiming all your rights as a living being. You signing stuff as a dead person, so you claiming death. Death to the higher self. That's what you telling yourselves. Man, I'm over it. I think I done beat the dead. I done beat it so hard. I can't beat it no more. Like, if you can't enter and overstand, or if some people can't, Dad, it's a program. And you can program yourselves with your thoughts and the vibration of the words that come out your mouth and the manuscript that come out your hand. And anything that you put your energy into, you are programming your avatar, these cells, to do a certain thing. So whatever you program your body and your mind to manifest is what's going to happen. If you tell yourself you're a doctor, and then you go out here and then they give you that degree, You a doctor to them, but is you really a doctor? How many people that went to their doctors that in their standards and not being healed? This is the type of stuff I'm talking about right here. But today's standards, they're a doctor, right? But you ain't got no healing for that person. But you will have a medicine man with no degrees, a bush person, and they could give you a herb and it'll heal you with no side effects. They might not have no degrees, but wouldn't that person be more of a doctor than the person over there that's making the claim? So who's real and who's the illusion? Just because you don't have that title don't mean you ain't this. You just choosing to be that title. Because you choosing the title of doctor, but you ain't a doctor by no cosmos standards. You a doctor by their standards. And what is a doctor by their standards? Somebody that's supposed to doctor corpses. A person that doctor corpses that come out the port. The doctor ain't sent here to keep you alive. Let it burn. Doctor wasn't never sent here to keep you alive. Not they doctor. They took all the shit to keep you alive out of medicine with Rockefeller. You better wake the fuck up. But you see the difference? That's the same thing you're doing in the cosmos right now. You a certain thing in the cosmos, but you making a claim down here that you this. So that's the life you living, because you ain't making a claim to what you really is. So you gonna be that. And then them people who consider themselves doctors' minds, they really think they a doctor. And what is they really in? A mind hex. They in a box because they can only see their point of view. Their magnetism ain't flowing and interacting enough with their environment to see that they pushing killer poisons on people, because they can't get their mind out of the illusion enough to step outside of the box and evaluate the system that they in. Because they done became a part of that system. They are an organism in the organization. They have become an organ in the organization of the corpses. Wake up. Why you think all of these words is the same thing? You got an organization, but you got organs in your bone. They tell you you got to become a part of the organization in the corporation. The corporation house the corpses, and you becoming an organ in it, a part of it. You keeping it alive, ain't you? Ain't that what organs do? Keep it alive. They spread out. What do the organs do in your body? It keep you alive by what? Radiating a frequency. So you using your organ to go and give them life. Because what happened if all the employees quit a corporation? Don't the corporation go out of business? Don't the stock go down? Because it can't manage no more bodies. It ain't got no more frequency. So when you measure the frequency on the stock market, because they ain't doing nothing but measuring the magnetism of a company, how many motherfuckers walking up and down and doing busy ass work. That's how they measure your energy on the stock market exchange. And the more motherfuckers working and exchanging they stock, right? The higher the frequency, because they put more money in they put more energy in it. So that give it more value. So it's the same thing for a corporation. The more organs they get in the company, the more valuation they have. But it was always your dumb ass that chose to give your organs to them. And you talking about you ain't an organ donor, motherfucker. You done donated your whole pineal organ to these motherfuckers for death. Please, bitch. Well, my time is up, so I guess I'm going to have to leave it on that note for tonight. But I'm going to send y'all off in peace, power, and protection reflections. You know what I'm saying? Till next time. And remember, do not look up at that solar eclipse. You are trying to eclipse yourselves. meditate all the way up into the event, and then meditate during.